Thinking about launching a podcast but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? At Turnkey Podcast Productions, we take the hassle out of podcasting so you can focus on the talk, not the tech. From concept to launch, guest booking to post-production, we handle everything. Need a strategy to grow your show and turn guests into clients? Yep, we do that too. DIY or done for you, we've got the solution that fits. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, Turnkey is your behind-the-scenes podcast team. Turnkey Podcast Productions. Your voice, your message, fully produced. Learn more at turnkeypodcast.com/contact. That's turnkeypodcast.com/contact.
Now that Doug is considered California cool, we're all moving to Texas.
Vera, are you going to do the party actually at your house, or are you going to do it somewhere else?
No, we're going to rent someplace.
And get a band.
What plans have you made, or what have you thought about that would be?
So this is why everyone needs to come. Anyone who's listening, you're invited to the after party because instead of throwing a bouquet, I'm going to throw a stuffed dog, and Strickland is going to throw a stuffed cat, and whoever catches them are the next to adopt a cat and a dog.
What a great idea.
It's the first I've heard of it, but I do like the idea as well.
The factory of the future will be run by a man and a dog. The man is there to feed the dog, and the dog is there to make sure the man doesn't touch anything. Sounds a lot like this next episode of the Nice Guys Fuckery. Doug and Strick doing a whole lot of nothing. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I'm going back in the rack to my ATR 2100 or 1100 or whatever this microphone is.
Dude, it's a great little travel mic, right?
It's okay. It's got this very bright, blinding light that you're staring at right now, though.
Well, you can spin it around.
I got it.
God forbid that the light doesn't face the camera. Yeah.
Oh, God. So many things, Strickland. Oh, my God. Wait, see that? You're having a nice cocktail right now, right?
So, first of all, welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. I want to say that Doug Sandler was 48 minutes late today.
Wow.
Like if I'm like my bank of minutes, right? Like then it just grows now. That was okay.
Well, the bank of minutes and the lateness that you've been for the last 10 years since we have been partners, my 48 minutes just pretty much nullified all of those, though.
Drop
Strictly.
in the bucket. A drop in the bucket.
No. I was giving you more credit than that. Your lateness is generally like 3 or 4 minutes at a time. Mine comes 48 minutes at a time.
Well, and a little birdie told me that you had been having a couple drinks already, so I figured I would join you.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to text you a picture because it's hard to see now, but can
JJ look at this photo?
Yeah, absolutely. So I got these really cute ice cubes.
Yeah.
But 2 minutes after you put them in, they melt. They're little kitty cat ice cubes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They're kind of adorable.
Wait, you're sending me that photo right now.
I just texted it to you.
Right.
I had one, but it turned out to be too small, so I put another one in.
Nice.
And the way I put the second one in, the head was like peeking out, and it looked so cute, like he was crawling into the drink.
Hey, you might have to introduce on the third side of the microphone, even though she's on the second side of the microphone. Today is
JJ Flizanes.
Well, hi everybody! Happy birthday, Strickland! Belated.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Can you can hear me? I'm on speakers, not in your ear. Okay.
Correct.
And we have one mic that Doug is typically not very good about sharing, but maybe that'll change today, since you're on.
He's 2 drinks in and I'm catching up. They always give me a bottle of wine at this hotel because I have my events here and spend lots of money. So they give me some snacks and some wine and some water. So I thought I'd open it up, crack it open, and participate in today's fuckery.
I love that so much. Now, Doug, what have you been drinking so far?
So I'm two old fashions in right now, which means I'm new fashions, and they've also they were smoked old fashions. They served them with a little topper on it, and when they removed the top, all that whole puff of smoke came out, and that was on the happy hour menu. So the reason
I send you the link?
Yeah. Yeah.
The smoker that I've got, that is the greatest little thing. I'm telling you. I'm going to put the link into the show notes today.
I'm just too fucking cheap. That's the problem. I looked at it and I think it was like $65 and I'm like, I'm not.
I think it was that. I thought it was like half that.
It may have been half of that, but you know me, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it like with all the accessories. So it's like, okay, extra wood chips and the special lighter that comes with it. And then of course the ice cube tray that makes kitty cat ice cubes that comes with it too.
And then more importantly, the entire bar, the new piece of furniture will need to house all the new things.
Right, true. Exactly.
We're flush out of room for.
My kid came with like 6 different kinds of wood, and it's so great because there really is a big difference depending on what kind of wood you use. You were getting ready to say. I didn't mean to.
No, what I was going to say was the reason I was 48 minutes late was because I had in my brain a whole different day planned. that's basically. I thought we were leaving like the house at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. I had me getting down here at like 9:30 to the hotel because JJ's having her live event. I'm not saying you set any of this up. I'm just saying this is how I had this played in my head. So I'm figuring, okay, I'll get down to the hotel around, 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock at the latest. I'll have time to unpack. I have all my DJ equipment because I usually MC the events for JJ. So she's got some live music going on. And, that wasn't at all what ended up happening. I left the house at like 12 o'clock, 12:30. What time did I leave? Yeah, I didn't get down here until like 3 something. Then I'm unpacking, and then we're sitting down at the restaurant, and I'm like, oh my God, what time is it? I have to record with Strickland. And we had I don't think we placed an order yet, but I'm like, it's like in 20 minutes. And I didn't have my phone because I left the hotel room and I said, I have fucking talked to so many people in the car today. I don't want to talk to anybody else. So I left my phone in the car and I said, shit. JJ doesn't even have your phone. I don't think she has your phone number because whatever. Anyway, it got really complicated. And I said, please reach Strickland and tell him I'm going to be late.
I love it. So basically you were telling yourself a story about the way today was going to go that was only loosely based on facts.
There was no facts.
So it was funny. Kim, when I was married, Kim would be like, it's like, okay, we got to be there at 6 o'clock. Okay, no problem. And at like 5:30, she's like, why aren't we leaving yet? And I'm like, because it takes 15 minutes to get there. Oh no, but it's going to time. I'm like, we changed it. I said, you tell me when you want me to be ready to leave. Okay. If we have to be there at 6, I don't care if you want to leave at 5. Just tell me you want to leave at 5 and I'll be ready by then. Okay.
I think I've gotten to that point in my relationship with JJ where I will ask her, what do you need me to do? Because for me, I think I've said this to you many times before, JJ, if we have something and it's something that involves preparation and things, there is no assumption that I'm going to take care of anything, or there is an assumption that I'm going to take care of anything, but nobody has told me what the assumption is. So I always say, what do you need me to do? Because if you tell me 3 minutes before, it's going to really put a lot of pressure on me to get it done, because that's not how I've planned my mental agenda.
Understood.
Is that right? Is that what I say?
Yes. Although I have no idea where you came up with the leaving at 8 o'clock to get here by 9:30. Consider like nowhere. I said, leave at noon. We're going to leave at noon. You asked me. So I love that you are telling everybody what's going on in your head, because you don't normally tell me what's going on in your head. You just sort of show up and then ask me what the problem is. And I didn't know that this story was in your head. So I'm glad that we're able to do this. You were able to continue to book this session with Strickland to talk to your people. Half an hour later, 2 drinks in, and that I have an iPad that I could contact him. So Strickland, I think the more direct you are, the better it is. I like the question of when do you need me to be ready? Doug Sandler, what do you need me to do?
Well, hold on. Part of it is Strickland. When there is something that needs to get done with Turnkey, I'm like, just give me the list. It's like, I don't need like the overall story. Just give me the tasks that you need me to accomplish.
That is 100% true. You don't need the story. And I am such a story guy. I've got to know the context. And this is a great example, actually. When something goes wrong, right? Like today, it was a kind of a minor thing, but we sent an email out to a guest of a show, and the episode had not been released yet. So the link
published yet? Yeah, it hadn't been published yet.
Right. So the link we sent ended up being to the main show, but it was showing last week's episode, right? And so Doug was like, "Fix this." And
it's fun. It's funny. It's like I hear that level of like that angst that you thought I had. I actually didn't have that, but I was driving and I wanted to say to you, "Hey, this is a problem. Can this be fixed?" So, but anyway, I keep going because this is good.
And so the first thing I did was like, I confirmed that it was wrong. But then the next thing is like, okay, why did it go wrong? Right. And it turned out that what happened was we have, like, let's say 10 shows are released every Thursday, right? The first thing that happens on Thursday morning when shows have been out for about an hour or two is somebody from our customer service team confirms that every show that was supposed to be released today actually went out. They actually go to Apple, they go to Spotify, they make sure it's right. They check the names, they check the links, they check all the stuff, right? And then they say, this has been confirmed. Now, that same person typically hits the button that sends the email to the guest because we want to make sure everything is correct before we tell the guest, hey, your episode is live. Because if we've spelled the guest name wrong, we want to correct it before we tell the guest to go look at it. Right. Well, in this case, for some reason, that show had not been confirmed at like 4:00 Central Time. I'm like, okay, well, that's the problem. And then, of course, Christine, our overeager host was like, was the email sent out? Was the email sent out? And of course, she actually did it right, though. Didn't she tag the customer service team?
No, I don't think that she was involved. That email was from the client, from the guest itself.
No, but the trigger, the catalyst for that was Christine put a note in Monday saying, hey, did the email go out to the guest?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even look in Monday.com. I was responding to the forwarded email to me because I monitor all the team emails. So I'm like, okay, well that, I'm like, why did that even happen?
Right.
Why would it be referencing another guest? But obviously it goes to the main show as opposed to going to the specific episode. And totally fine.
And so Christine, you see, I just realized though that this is a win for Christine. So Christine is a client that we love a lot, but all of our client communication, we try to funnel into Monday.com because you can text somebody, you can leave a message in Monday.com at 3:00 in the morning. And as long as you tag client support team, somebody will get back to you in 10 minutes.
Right.
If not, if you try to text Doug or text me or email us, it may be a while. Who knows?
Right.
Anyway, Christine has a hard time just staying in Monday. And so I was surprised that you or I didn't get a text like, hey, was the email sent out? Anyway, she did the right thing. She tagged client support team, and the client support person very quickly said, oh my gosh, it looks like it didn't go out. Let me do that right now. She sent it, didn't realize the episode hadn't been confirmed yet.
Oh, I got it. So
in other words, it was a very weird.
It was our client's eagerness that actually triggered that from sending the email out, but that we actually would have had the customer support person actually provided a little pushback. Hey, look, let me first make sure this has been published rather than let me send out the guest email.
Well, that was the problem. The customer support person didn't realize that it was like left hand and not talking to the right hand. If they thought about it, they might have realized, oh, the reason it didn't go out is because the status is still scheduled. It's not confirmed. Nobody confirmed it. And sure enough, it had hung up for some reason in Potatize. But anyway, I'm waiting to hear back on why it wasn't confirmed at 8 o'clock this morning or 6 o'clock this morning. But that's the actual problem. You see, that is all of the context that you don't need and don't care about. But I want to make sure that it's not going to happen again.
I did not care about any of that, although you've put a great system in place in the back end to make sure that it does get taken care of. And I was just wondering, why wasn't this? I forget my email. I think it was a 2-line email. It was basically, this mistake can't happen. Like, why is this mistake? Why is this mistake happening? Could you please fix it? I think it's something that I said.
Yeah, let me go find it now. We need to eliminate errors like this.
Yeah, I go back to my conversation with Robert Sherman, and that conversation was, what is the acceptable level of errors? And Robert said to me, and I said, 0, 0. And he says, it's just not realistic. I'm like, well, that's where I am. I'm at a 0 tolerance for mistakes. And of course that's not realistic, but that's where my brain is.
Understood. And of course, me and you and I had this discussion like probably 100 episodes ago. I'm with you in theory, but the reality is it's cost versus benefit, right? So currently, when we have an episode that goes out, we have many layers of checking. We'll have somebody who will write the show notes, and they're going to make sure the guest name is right and the links are right and all the stuff is right. And then there's a separate person who actually posts the show, publishes it. They also double check the names, the links. They make sure everything is right. And then when we confirm that the show went out, it is checked again 3 times to check the client name or the host name and the links and the picture and all the stuff is right. We've got our 33-point checklist that each of those things are done twice.
Without exaggeration, it is
every once in a while something slips. But the question is, okay, do we need 5 checks to make sure that we have a 0 tolerance? Do we need 10 checks? How many should we have?
Well, I think you've said that. We both said this in the past. If it's a mistake that happens once in a lifetime or every once in a while, we're not going to put a system in place for that. But if it's something that happens repeatedly, it makes sense to put together a new process or a new system. The only thing that I want to know is, when are my fucking trucks going to be on the road? That's all I'm thinking about.
I'm wondering the same thing.
When is some money coming in the door from selling Kermit?
Yeah. Kermit the Beast. Kermit the Beast is finally running. We just have one small, very inexpensive, if non-existent expense to add to Kermit. But my mechanic said he took Kermit for a test drive yesterday, and Kermit is passing with flying colors, and the color is green. So we are
green
happy.
As in Kermit and green as in money coming out of your pocket to fix him.
Yes, exactly.
So the problem was, Doug loves money so much, which we all do. Mm-hmm. But he got really lucky that first time. He bought that truck. That guy needed to pay his rent. He was moving dirt cheap. He turned it around, boom, made a lot of money and thought, oh my God, I'm addicted. It's almost like
perfect seller and perfect buyer all collided in the same time. And I was right in between those two. They needed a catalyst, and I was the guy that needed to make a lot of money on that truck.
See, this is the birth of gambling. See, when people have things that happen like this, that's why they keep doing it. You've just gambled with trucks instead of going to Vegas.
Okay. There is a great story that I hear all the time. It's total superstition, but let's say you're at the craps table, right? If you've never played craps before and you're throwing the dice for the first time, you're going to have a great roll. Right? It happens because then it's like, well, that was easy. I made so much money, right? So if I'm at the table and somebody's like, well, I've never done it before, I'm like, shove all my money on the table.
Right. Yeah, 7 or 11, right? That's the first roll. That's a good roll for the first roll, correct?
For the first roll, but 7 is bad.
7 is bad anytime after that. Now, I think if I remember correctly, you bet against the roller, don't you? So everybody's hating you when you're betting.
It is funny because that is true. I usually bet the don'ts, and that's a story for another podcast, like the gambling podcast. But I do usually bet the don'ts. But if somebody says, I've never played craps, I've never rolled dice before, I will typically switch to the deuce just for that roll.
Now, is there a don't pass line in any other game? Because blackjack there isn't. Roulette, I don't believe there is in roulette. I mean,
No, the only other one would be baccarat, where you're either going to bet the bank or the player. So yes, you can bet the bank side in baccarat, but I don't really know the details of how it works.
and poker, no, there's no betting against the dealer or the player at all. It's only in craps. Now, I never understood baccarat. It was only for, if I remember correctly, it was usually Asians, Asians and very wealthy people play
And
that game.
huge stacks of chips, right? Now, I apparently the house edge or the vigorish, as they say, is very low for baccarat, as it is for craps. It's like 0.8% for craps if you play proper strategy, which means that for every $100 you gamble, you will lose 80 cents on average, which is pretty good.
Oh, it's pretty good, except if, those casinos do not get built on losses for the casino.
Yeah. And there are a number of reasons that happens. So 0.08% is like when you're playing perfectly, but there are lots of bets in craps that are like 10 and 11% house vigs that people bet all the time. And they don't realize, like, if I put $10 down, if that's the only bet you ever make, you're going to lose $11 for every 100 that you bet. It's a terrible bet.
That is not good at all. It's kind of like the guy that's hitting on 17 on blackjack. It's like, why the hell would you do that? Unless you are a card counter and you know what's coming up. Now, anybody that gets past maybe 2 or 3 times when they're hitting on 16 or 17, I would have to think that the casino is looking at them a lot differently if they've won that hand.
Totally. They're keeping an eye on all that stuff. So you're in LA now, right?
Well, here, I'll let JJ fill in the blanks here.
We are technically in Redondo Beach, which is about 30 minutes south of LAX. It's considered LA County still, but it's not, when you think of LA beaches, you think Santa Monica, but we're south of that.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you're doing? You're doing a live event?
I am. My annual live event. This year it's called Unleashing Your Manifestation Power. It's happening tomorrow, Friday, October 17th through the 19th. And we are here a day early to just settle, unwind. And tomorrow I go rollerblading and do some shopping, get some of the things ready. And then people show up at 3 or 4 o'clock. And then it's going to be balls to the wall from 3 o'clock tomorrow until Sunday night.
Rollerblading, I love that. It's such an LA thing now, right? Like if you're in LA, you have to rollerblade.
Not necessarily. If you live inland, you don't live near the beach, you don't have to rollerblade. And there are people that are really good at it. They can stop no matter if they're on a hill. I, however, am not that person. So I only rollerblade near the sand in case I go down a hill and can't stop. And I throw myself in the sand, which has never happened. But it gives me peace of mind knowing that it's an option.
I remember when I was a teenager and I got a skateboard and I was never very good. But there was one time I'm going down this hill of a really nice road and it's really smooth and I'm starting to go really fast. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do I stop? Right. And like to be on a boardwalk. And if you're going too fast and you can just turn in and dump in the sand, like that's great. That is a perfect strategy because I remember being terrified. I'm like, I can kind of put my foot down, but I'm going really fast. Like I could easily tumble just by trying to put my foot down and slow down.
Well, when you were here a bunch of years ago, 2018, that's right. I remember looking at some of those pictures. When you were here in 2018, when I first moved here, we went to Venice Beach, and that sidewalk actually continues on all the way down to or up to
Here.
Yeah, right. Up to Redondo and then Hermosa and then Manhattan Beach and then El Segundo as well. And that is just, it's a wide sidewalk, probably about a car length wide. So it's a lot for bikes and runners and skateboarders and rollerbladers to go through. And it's really smooth. I mean, it's perfect. And it's not at an incline or a decline. It's just the comfortable amount of incline and decline. And you got if you're traveling north, you have your Pacific Ocean on your left-hand side. And as you're going through like some of these beautiful neighborhoods, like in Manhattan Beach, you have these $20-30 million mansions that are right on the beach, and you're just rollerblading in complete oblivion to the fact that you have no money as you're like, what are these people are paying probably $75,000 to $100,000 a year in just property taxes alone.
It's crazy. I remember pointing out a couple of places, like there's some super crazy over the top beautiful houses, and then there's some that are just rundown shacks, but they're right on the beach.
Yep.
And you're like, oh yeah, that's $2 million. I'm like, what? It's like, it's because, if somebody bought it, they would just tear it down.
They would, they're paying
new.
$2 million for a teardown. And I think that $2 million is probably even underestimating what some of these, I guess, Jay, are you looking up?
I am.
Go on Zillow and look up what a...
I'm looking at the pictures from Strickland. Do you remember when Doug bought his skateboard in
I think I was I with Strickland?
We were together.
Yeah,
I do vaguely remember that because I remember thinking, you're buying a what? A goddamn skateboard? How old are you? Yeah,
I was at the time, let's see, it was 8 years ago. So at the time I was in my early 50s, and that skateboard is on the top shelf in my garage right now. It has not
collecting
come down.
Dust. You haven't actually used it?
It's gathering dust. I just can't come to throwing it out quite or donating it quite yet.
I do remember when we first got to the beach, I had on my Maryland flag board shorts. And for those of you that don't know, I grew up in Maryland and we fucking love our flag. And it's like we put it on everything. So I got these board shorts that have got a great big Maryland flag print on them. And within 2 minutes of being on the boardwalk, there's this guy on a bicycle. He's riding by. He looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Maryland!" Like fucking recognized it and called it out immediately 3,000 miles away. It was great.
There we go. You're in. JJ is holding up your you and your.
That's right.
Hold that up a little higher.
We took a picture. Oh my God. That's me in my Maryland board shorts. And then you actually trying out your skateboard that you had just bought. And that was probably the last time it actually got used.
Look, this is you with a very brown beard, me with no beard at all. And we both
we're both much grayer than we were.
Both looked a lot younger.
Damn.
Look at that little hottie in between the two of us.
I know. I love that. Wow. That was fun.
So that's what we're doing here. We're going live with JJ's 3-day event starting tomorrow. Obviously today's schedule was a snafu because of me. I didn't realize that. And we're getting all the DJ equipment set up. This is like my my equipment test for the DJ job that I'm actually going to be doing for money. Nice. So this is kind of helping me get ready for let me think about this as if I was running an after party for a wedding that's coming up.
Well, Nice Guy community, I want to actually say, I want to thank Doug for being late today, because I think it is producing a better show for us, and we're all about entertaining you all. So at about 5:15, 5:20, which was 10 minutes before our scheduled time, this is Central Time, right? I'm thinking to myself, fuck, time to make the donuts. I had nothing to talk about. It's not that I didn't want to talk to you. I was just like, it just wasn't like in the headspace, right? And then I get an email from JJ like, hey, we need another hour. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm like messing around and doing some other things. And I'm like, and then I get another email from JJ 30 minutes later saying, yep, Doug needs about 30 more minutes. By the way, he's 2 drinks in. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, time for me to catch up a little, I guess. So I went and I'm actually drinking, what is it? Revel peanut butter whiskey. So it's basically the peanut butter version of Fireball. I just thought it.
Oh, wait, it's like Screwball, but it's not. It's a cinnamon Screwball then.
Screwball, exactly. It's like Screwball, exactly. But way cheaper than Screwball. It's like budget shit. And so I think personally, it is absolutely adding the extra hour that I got to change my headspace and to have a little drink has definitely improved the entertainment factor of the episode.
So one of the things I really enjoy doing when I'm on my journey down to Los Angeles or this area where I am from Ojai, because we do not have any Dunkin' Donuts that's even close to my house. I'm like, I've got to go to the Dunkin' Donuts. So I do a Dunkin' Donuts search because I don't know that I've ever ended up at the same Dunkin' Donuts twice, because as you get towards LA, there's probably about 10 Dunkin' Donuts, and some of them are kind of intertwined with Baskin Robbins. I don't know how that ever happened, but Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts obviously have some level of partnership. And this one was a standalone. It's just their new Dunkin'. I didn't realize that they changed the brand from Dunkin' Donuts to just Dunkin'.
News to me. Okay.
So so I go in there, and it's a complete attitude changer for me. I'm like, you know what? I've already sat in a half hour of fucking traffic, and I don't feel like doing this, and this is really bumming me out, and I hate sitting in traffic. And I was just about to like I don't know, maybe send JJ a message saying I fucking hate traffic. And I pulled off, and I got to Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, I don't really care if it's an hour of traffic now. I got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee in my. It's amazing that something like that can completely change your what's up?
You're funny. You're funny because, okay, so here's why I appreciate this story. For the last 7 years, I get excited about food. I don't know, Strickland, if you know that when Doug first moved in, I made Hanukkah dinner that first year. He was still traveling back and forth a lot to do DJ gigs. And I thought, I want to do something nice. Let's celebrate Hanukkah. I made a Hanukkah dinner. Mm-hmm. And you got off of the plane and came home, and there was Hanukkah dinner. Aww, and ever since then, guess who cares more about Hanukkah? Me. Okay. He doesn't care. And every year, maybe a couple of years ago for his birthday, I said, I get excited about food, like the holidays and like different foods that you only have once a year. Oh my God, we're going to have this. We're going to have this. Mm-hmm. I said, what can I make you? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't really care. I'm like, what do you mean you don't care? How can you not have like a favorite food that you only do in seasonally? And he was like, I don't really care. But over the last couple of years, he has sort of started to move a little bit towards getting excited about food. So this is an example of how, and maybe this can translate for you now, how Dunkin' makes you calm and peaceful after being stressful. Food and special food, holiday food, different foods make me calm, and the average person gets excited about. Don't you get excited about food on the holidays, Strickland?
I totally do at the holidays. I love a Christmas turkey and stuffing. Now, my stuffing, I love stovetop. I know it's like the 5-minute out of the box, but I love my stovetop. And like Christmas ham, I 100% agree. And I make this hamburger stroganoff. I mean, it's really just like hamburger helper, but like kind of zhuzhed up. And that's been my comfort food for a long time. And I usually make it with turkey, ground turkey. And Sally has now like the same thing. Like the way I make it, she's like, can we have some, we call it Strickanoff because I zhuzh it up so much, right? It's not stroganoff, it's Strickanoff. Like, can we have Strickanoff tonight? Like, yeah, absolutely. I totally get all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. And I'm like, who are you? But he's also the only person on the planet who doesn't emotionally eat. He doesn't overeat, doesn't overdrink unless he's with you or another client who walks up and down the Embarcadero in San Francisco. Other than the two of you, he doesn't.
I think I resemble that comment. I yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah, because Phil, you guys stopped at like every stop. He had 2 drinks.
Every bar we went to, he likes
really?
A reposado. Tequila. And he's, of course, Phil, and he's a great guy, and he's super friendly and super supportive and very helpful. And he's been a great business, like counselor of ours. And, but I'm like, man, every time we walk into a bar, I know that Phil's going to have, two glasses of, or whatever, what do you call it? 2 shots? Not a shot. He's not shooting it, but whatever. He's having sniffers. I don't know, but he's having reposado, and I'm like, I can't physically keep up with him in drinking, and I can't even try to keep up with him. But it was fun to experience that. But he appreciates. I think he appreciates food too, but he definitely appreciates reposado tequila.
Dude, almost everybody I know, except you, Doug, like has some level of food, like eating for comfort. Like some people do it more and some people do it less, but like everybody's got that comfort food that they love, and that's just you're the only guy I've ever met that does it.
Last night, or maybe it was 2 nights ago, JJ came into my office and I was eating the the Buc-ee's white cheddar jalapeno habanero cheese like puffs.
Yeah.
She's like, you got a stash of these somewhere. Like, yeah, I keep them in my closet because I don't want her to have to deal with them because I don't want to tempt her in, my mouth is watering because I'm talking about that.
They're so unhealthy.
But so for me, it's like, okay, so I would have to say that more so than like having a holiday meal, which represents a whole more grand like style of eating. Other than that, snack foods for me, I love like snacky, like those white cheddar or the truffle cheese puffs or any of,
Do you know what his favorite meal is? If you were to say, what is your favorite? It's very standard. What's his favorite meal? You're going out for a celebration, the two of you, and Doug is going to order the same thing he orders every time.
I have no idea.
There are 4 things.
Yeah.
Think about Strick. Think about every time that we have gone out, and you're not paying attention because you're focused on what you're eating, of course, as I am focused on what I'm eating. But do you recall any common stuff that I would order over and over again?
If we're at a steak place, you are a filet guy. You just love a filet.
That's the first thing. Yes, filet.
Okay. Other than that, honestly, I don't think I have noticed a trend of anything.
Well, it starts out with the shrimp cocktail and extra horseradish if you have it.
Oh shit! I love that. I don't remember you
but
saying
horseradish
that.
and cocktail sauce, right?
Because I love cocktail sauce with extra horseradish.
Yes, yeah, shrimp cocktail, and so we had that tonight also, or today already as a snack. And then he has his filet, but then it's the side. Well, there's usually 2 sides, but one is more important than the other one.
Okay.
It's the baked potato.
Baked potato, yes. I love a good baked potato. It doesn't even have to be stuffed. I can just have a baked potato with butter. I will eat the entire, that could be my meal, just a baked potato without anything else. I don't even need butter on it. I just like the baked potato. What, you don't like that idea?
Well, it's so funny. It's so mainstream. I guess I never noticed before. Like if they have au gratin potatoes on the menu,
yeah,
I'm done. I'm ordering it. And I don't care if it's the family size. I'll eat the whole fucking thing myself.
What it is, cheddar mac and cheese. You will eat all of that, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. If you ever want to treat Doug to his favorite meal without him knowing, it's shrimp cocktail with extra horseradish for the cocktail sauce,
Right.
your baked potato, asparagus.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, okay.
And an old fashioned.
Dude, next time you come to visit, that's going to be the meal. Because I got to tell you, I have gotten very good at cooking steaks. Because I've tried like on the grill and the slow cook and but dude, I'm telling you, I have gotten very good at cooking steaks. You will love my steaks. Next time you're here, it's going to be filet with shrimp cocktail with extra horseradish, baked potato, and asparagus.
We may have to do one trip in between the, you're getting married in May?
I'm getting married in December, but it's going to be in New Mexico.
New Mexico,
with
right.
Family. It's going to be, it is so low key.
This December?
Yeah, but it's so low key. It is literally going to be like, we're going to be in our pajamas, 15 minutes with family, but we're having the party in May, probably like when Sally graduates school.
So in the May, we'll make that everybody is going to get together, but there's got to be one trip in between now and then. We need a turnkey meeting.
Totally.
I thought a turnkey meeting was going to be at our house and then Jocko's.
Oh my God, Jocko's. I don't know if we've told you about.
Yes,
did we?
He said he wanted to come to Jocko's.
Okay.
We talked about the whole thing.
He's probably not remembering Jocko's though, because we talked about it on another.
Yeah, I mean, we drove up to Slow to San Luis Obispo, and it's this whole production of. It's 100 years old. This restaurant is 100 years old. That's all they do is like humongous, like beef things. Like
right, you did tell me about that.
And we
look up Jocko's on in Slow SLO, and then we'll stay at the Madonna Inn and go to Jocko's Steakhouse.
That was it. I was focused on the Madonna Inn with their 35 different themed rooms. I'm like, that is fucking cool. I totally want to do that and stay in one of those rooms.
Yeah, and I thought you guys had talked about Jocko's too, and then also the smoker.
We did talk about Jocko's, and I had forgotten, and thank you for reminding me. The smoker, I am excited about Thanksgiving this year because we're going to smoke a turkey.
So my understanding was smoking a turkey. It's something called, is it spatchcock? Is that how you have to splay it open so that because you're cooking it at such a low temperature that the outside will get dry before the inside gets cooked. Okay. So if you open up the turkey
Yeah.
and lay it out on the smoker. Yep, exactly like it's splayed out, spatchcocked or splatchcocked. I don't know how to say that. JD, how do you say that? I know JD is our resident smoker. He's really a pro at that. So if you smoke your turkey, you have to look up how to smoke a turkey properly. Now, when all else fails, I know that you probably at one point in your life want to try to do a deep fried turkey on your driveway.
You know what's funny? I've had deep fried turkey before, and sure, it's tasty, but like you need the fucking big, and you need like 20 gallons of peanut oil that you're just going to throw out afterwards. Cost versus benefit? No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I have the smoker. I love the smoker. I'm going to use it to do my turkey.
So we just went across the street. The reason why I was late and having drinks and things was we went across the street to grab a quick bite to eat. And then I all of a sudden hand ahead, like, fuck, I forgot I got to record in 20 minutes.
Dude, that is a me move right there. I'm like, Doug, it was on the calendar and I didn't realize until it just beeped me 5 minutes ago and I'm not in front of my computer. And your answer is always like, how do you not know? It's right on your calendar. I'm like, I know, I fucking forgot.
I'm telling you, I made like 5 or 6 phone calls from the car and talking to clients and working through issues and all of that. The last thing I wanted to do was think about anything when I got here. I knew I had it in my head. I'm like, oh, and I even brought the microphone. So I knew ahead of time I was prepared for this, but I'm like, oh, fuck. Strickland, 3:30. It's coming really soon. Anyway. We're sitting across the street and we do like, I don't know if you're a fan of, do you like truffle? You like a fan of truffle seasoning?
Like sometimes with the right stuff, but I'm not like, oh my God, truffle.
All right. So we love truffle fries. I mean, really love truffle
anything. We like truffle anything.
Yeah, it's true. Truffle fries, especially to me, are very attractive. So one of the things that we've discussed several times is that you really can't get any good truffle fries in Ojai almost anywhere. They have a couple places that serve them, but they don't do them well. Okay. And one of the things that we really would love to find in Ojai is a place that does truffle fries with like a lot of truffle and deep fried in tallow. You know what tallow is? It's beef fat. And it's just such a great way. It's really tasty and they're great, but it's healthier, but because most people do the deep frying in like canola oil or really cheap oil, and it's not good. It has there's a lot of rancidity. Is that how you say that? Yes. It turns rancid. It turns rancid very fast. So it's not a good thing. At a high heat, not real good.
What is hi?
Sorry, that was Doug's in the middle of a story, and Sally just came in. And Sally is not, you haven't seen JJ.
No, that's why I was so excited.
Hi, Sally. Hi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sally, meet JJ. JJ, meet Sally.
We were actually just talking about the next trip to I was going to say Georgetown, but yeah, awesome. Georgetown, not Round Rock, Georgetown. So we were talking about that, and I said there's got to be a turnkey meeting between now and May for your big party. Now, are you going to do Vera? Are you going to do the party actually at your house, or are you going to do it somewhere else?
No, at the encouragement of my beloved, we're gonna rent someplace
and get a band.
Oh, you're gonna get a band?
Yeah, we're gonna get hair metal giants.
After party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna get hair metal giants. So a band that you've actually played with or played for. Now, did you play in that band or were you doing sound for that band? I can't remember.
I did sound for them for about a year, and I sat in with them once when the lead singer got sick.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're going to have hair metal giants. They're going to be your entertainment and I know we're still so early and far away from the actual event itself, but do you have like what plans have you made or what have you thought about that would be?
No, I have something. Okay. So this is why everyone needs to come. Anyone who's listening, you're invited to the after party, because instead of throwing a bouquet, I'm going to throw a stuffed dog. And Strickland is going to throw a stuffed cat, and whoever catches them are the next to adopt a cat and a dog.
Oh my gosh. What a great idea.
It's the first I've heard of it, but I do like the idea as well.
It's kind of
we talked about it. Maybe it was a dream. I might have dream asked him about it.
it's kind of like
I'm old, I can't remember shit.
It's like the reveal party. You know, you pop the balloon. If there's a cat or a dog in there, you're the next one that has to do it. JJ's friend just recently got a Australian Shepherd, and I love those blue-eyed little herding dogs. And I'm like, oh my God, if I totally got a dog, that would be the exact kind of dog that I want to get.
They're nutballs, though. You have to give them a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, they are task oriented. Have you ever seen any of those YouTube videos or Instagram reels where you just tell them what to do, go out to the field and let them run forever? And okay, if you train them well enough to be able to circle all the cattle that we have in our backyard, I guess.
They could probably herd your neighbor's chickens.
That's very true. They could do that.
I was just coming in to ask Strickland when I should have dinner ready.
I don't know. We have not gotten to the voicemail. There's only one voicemail, but we have not gotten to it yet. But we're having a scintillating conversation with the three of us because JJ rarely comes on, and so I don't get the pleasure of hearing what's going on in her life very often. But I would say we could be done in 25 minutes, like keep it at an hour maybe.
Yeah, we were talking about truffle.
Oh yeah, we were definitely talking about
what are your thoughts on truffle fries?
Truffles, the mushroom?
Yeah.
Like truffle seasoning. If you were to have truffle seasoning, what would you have truffle seasoning on? Like I love it on pasta with cheese. I love it on French fries. I mean, eggs. You can pretty much put truffle on avocado toast, of course, because from California.
Truffle Caesar salad.
I'm a weirdo. I embrace it. I actually do not like truffle. It tastes like gym socks to me. So when we went on our cruise and we had these fancy truffle rolls, like fresh baked truffle rolls, and I wasn't touching them, and our server was like, you know, everything all right?
They're so fucking good.
How do you feel about all right, a few questions though. How do you feel about I'll ask about that in a second, but how do you feel about blue cheese?
It's the worst of all the cheeses.
Right. So for someone that says truffle tastes like gym socks, I would think that probably paired with that would be blue cheese that probably tastes like dirty sneakers to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I love like a steak with a blue cheese butter sauce melting on top.
Why would you do that to good meat?
And everything you just said about truffles, if you replace Old Bay with it, that's us. I introduced Sally to Old Bay.
Oh my God, it's so good.
She's obsessed. Everything gets Old Bay now.
Yeah, boy. The Nice Guy is actually sponsored by McCormick. If you would like to have Old Bay on anything, McCormick Spice.
Is that the smell of Old Spice aftershave, Old Bay crab seasoning, and old sweat socks? Must be time for the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
McCormick Spice. You can get that right next to your favorite chicken place, also known as Strickland.
Oh my God, Royal Farms.
Royal Farms,
son. Royal Farms.
Yeah. Exactly. With Burgers Cookies.
Yeah, for dessert.
Oh God! So the best part about, one of the best highlights of being at Vera and Strickland's home was having having the burger.
About your spoiler alert?
Oh, I don't even remember what it was. What was it? Tell me.
So Strickland's mom brings out these packages.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Fill the blank in here. That's good.
Yeah. And Doug just takes a look over there and he goes like, well, judging by the shape of these packages, those are Burgers Cookies and those are, and you weren't serious.
Right. Totally not. So Strickland's mom breaks out these two presents, these two boxes or these two packages wrapped just in like arbitrary, like whatever wrapping paper. And I'm like, in my mind, I just put as quickly as I could together. My brain goes, babu, beep, babu, bop. That she's from Maryland, more specifically from Baltimore. That box looks just like the same size that a Burger's cookie box would be. And I'm like, oh, you got Strickland burger cookies. And I'm like, I was just joking. And Strickland opens up the wrapper. And what was it, Strickland?
It was 2 boxes of Burgers Cookies. But that is how iconic they are. And I appreciate you bringing it up because it made me realize we have a box in the freezer.
Yeah, I was going to let us forget about that until it was time.
Oh, until I happened to stumble upon them and go, wow!
Yeah, but Vera, you do realize, or maybe you don't, but I'm about to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. You can buy them online.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that because I researched it, but it's not, I'm a student, Doug.
I understand.
The
other thing that you can buy online, and you can buy everything online, but there's two things that are really important that you can buy online. One is you can buy the beaver nuggets. You can buy those online. Also, you can also buy those are those habanero cheese puffs that I was eating, but they have them in every different flavor.
Melted your face.
Yes. Oh my God. You're not only melt in your face, but your face melts when you eat the hot from the habanero. And the other thing is G&M crab cakes you can have shipped worldwide.
You should get some of those.
I was also aware of that because I
so good.
3 things are ruined for me in my life now from my trip to Baltimore.
Okay, fried chicken, burgers, cookies, and crab cakes.
Like I'll never be happy with any other chicken again in my life. Cookies, burgers, cookies, and then blue crab. I was adamant about the fact that I've had amazing crab. I've had crab plucked from the waters of Nova Scotia, boiled for me right there. I've had good crab, and the blue crab we had when we went, I was just like, well, fuck.
And I think I've told the story. Huh?
But you do realize that the reason that they're so good is not just because of the crab meat; it's because of the Old Spice. I mean, not Old Spice, because of the Old Bay seasoning that they put on the crab before they boil it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Strick.
I think I've told the story before, but I had been talking about Royal Farms chicken for a long time, and Sally was like, "It's like Rudy's around here. It's like it's a gas station. How good can it be?" And I'm like, you don't understand. I've tried every fast food chicken place here in Texas. Nothing even comes close. And I was completely overselling it. And I was worried that I was overselling it. And then we get to Royal Farms. Literally from the airport, we were early. We went to Royal Farm before we checked into the hotel. And we get Royal Farm chicken. And we're in the car, in the parking lot. And she takes one and she eats it. And she goes, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You're right. This is the best goddamn chicken I've ever had."
Yeah, it's true.
It is just like that.
It was, when we were growing up, Strick, in Baltimore, Geno's, which was Kentucky Fried Chicken, where they served fried chicken, that was really, at its time, that was the best chicken that you could pretty much get anywhere other than Roy Rogers, because Roy Rogers had some good-ass chicken also.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then Royal Farms comes in. I don't know where they're from, if they're originally a Baltimore-based company or where they're from, but they introduced fried chicken, and I go into Baltimore and I'm like, I can't go into Royal Farms to get gas. They actually hurt their business because they have the chicken there, because unless I go there to get gas and chicken, I'm not going there for anything.
Yeah, it's so true. And I told you about when I used to work at Geno's in Towson, right?
Yeah, the fire story.
I set the fryer on fire.
Oh, that was that place?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Geno's.
Your manager just walks over.
Shuts the lid
like nothing happened. I'm 15 years old and freaking the fuck out because there's this fryer and the flames are coming. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to burn the whole restaurant down. I'm going to go to jail. And my manager sees it and he calmly walks back, closes the lid, seals it up, flips the switch off and goes, "Give it 10 minutes, open it back up, clean it out," and walks away. So it was obvious that this has happened many times before.
Strickland and I, Strick and I only met when we were 15, 16. So Strickland in 1979, 1980 was working at Geno's, hustling fried chicken. I was working at the Reisterstown Road Plaza, hustling the great cookies, having the best time of my life in this environment where in the holiday time, we used to have 10 deep, a line of people that wanted to buy cookies. And me and my buddy Fred, we would just joke with the people that are waiting in line because we're like, You know, when you go, remember Harbor Place? They used to have the Harbor Place that used to exist. They had the fudge company, and they sing and they do all sorts of things.
You watch them make fudges. Oh my God.
That's how Fred and I were at the cookie company, except they didn't deliver us any like edict, like this is what you need to do. You need to entertain the people. But we're thinking, if you're going to wait in line 30, 40 minutes, an hour for cookies, somebody fucking better be funny in this place. And and Fred and I took on the responsibility. But if the Strickland of 1979, 1980 met the Doug of 1979, 1980, man, the world would just not be the same place. We would have started the Nice Guys podcast in 1982 at that point. We'd be billionaires and done at this point.
And it's so crazy that we were like in the same circles. Like you knew Rich Schwartz, right?
Yep.
I played in Rich's band for 2 years. We played full time. Like he was my roommate in college.
Yeah, but you know what it was though, and this is not being detrimental to me at all. But you were so much cooler than I was at 16.
Dude, you were not there. I beg to differ. I was not.
You were playing guitar, and I'm trying to figure out how to get every girl that was in my junior class I think I asked out every junior as a senior to my senior prom. I believe I wrote in my yearbook as one of the imprinted things in the yearbook, successfully beat the world record by asking out every junior girl to senior prom, was rejected by all of them.
Aww.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's what has made me the man I am today.
That's it. Exactly. You know,
I never went to any school dance, and I turned out just fine.
Sally and I talk about that a lot because, we used to not talk about our age, but we're way fucking far past that on the show.
Yeah, on the show, we never. Strickland was always, let's not talk about our age. I'm like, what the fuck? Who cares how old we are or how young we are?
So my birthday that happened 2 weeks ago, I turned 60. Okay. And, Vera and I often are like, why didn't we meet sooner? Why didn't we meet 10 years ago or 20 years ago? And we came to the absolute 100% realization that we were different people then. And we might not have gotten along. We certainly would not have gotten along as well as we do now.
I am sure that JJ has something to add to this conversation too, because you always talk about, hold on, I'll let you do it.
Well, about us.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. No, well, Doug was my client, and while I liked him just fine and thought he was a much bigger deal than he actually was,
no doubt,
in the podcasting space, I look at pictures of him from 15, 20 years ago, and like, I feel nothing. Like, I'm like, who is that guy? It wasn't until, and I don't mean that in a bad way, like he's a nice person, but literally he had to have his heart broken this last time in order for him to change and be a little more awake in his life. Yes. And so that heart opening is what created the connection. Before that, he was sort of like, deer in the headlights most of the time.
So I don't know that
I don't disagree at all.
And so I don't know, Sally, if you and Strickland would have connected at any level. Well, a couple of reasons. One, he was married, so probably wouldn't have connected on any level there. But secondly, I don't know.
She was married, right?
You were married. You were married too, right? And so life experiences bring people together. I think that divine timing is everything, and it's very much like the teacher will appear when the student is ready. And not saying that there's a student and teacher, but partners appear when the other partner is ready to receive. And I truly believe that you guys found each other at the perfect cross section of contrast, getting into clarity with your relationship. So
this has been Woo and Woo with Doug and Strickland.
Sponsored by.
I'm trying to think of the name of one of your shows, JJ, that's more woo. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head because I feel like this should be an episode of one of your shows now.
Well,
and I'm not saying that
woo
in a
enough,
way.
Strickland. Spirit, purpose, and energy is the
other one.
That's it. Spirit, purpose, and energy.
There's many.
Well, name a few.
Fit to Love, Nutritional Alternative Medicine, Women, Men, and Relationships, Health and Wealth.
Who's on Top? That's another one.
Who's on Top? I missed that one. All the other ones I've heard of, but you have a show called Who's on Top? I listened to that one.
I thought Who was on Third. But
Who's on third? That's right. Hey,
all
Strick.
right, I have to go make our broccoli. I love you, JJ.
And you're coming out in May, I hope, to see us for our party.
This is the first I'm hearing of when the wedding is. And
we don't have a date, so we're
We don't
all
have a
going to
date
be
yet.
invited.
We're working
You
on it.
just
Wait,
put out a.
didn't we book the?
Not yet. I will
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
All right, we got one voicemail. Let's get to it, and then we've got sushi to get to.
Then we got what to get to? Sushi?
We got sushi to get to.
Didn't you just eat? Were you at the bar
We had a
eating or
snack.
something?
We had a snack.
Snack. Okay, got it. Okay, here we go. One voicemail. Now I know we've talked about this before. Should we play the voicemail from Jared Music if we only have one voicemail?
Why wouldn't we play why wouldn't we play the intro music to the voicemail, even if it was or wasn't Jared? That I have no idea who left the message. And are you sure there's a message from you sure that's from this week?
Well, it's from 10/10. When did our last episode come out? Was it on the 10th?
Let's see.
Or was it before the 10th? I don't remember.
I don't know. Hold on a second. I can tell you that. Let's go to my schedule. Today,
I'm really just asking you that to give me time to unshare and then click share sound and then share again and then make sure all my other.
Well, our last episode came out on 10/10, so it probably is a brand new voice. It must be a brand new voicemail.
It must be a brand new voicemail. So here we go.
Okay. I don't hear it though. You didn't share it.
God damn it! I hit all the guy. No, you know what? I hit 2 of the 3 settings. I assumed that the 4th. There are so many goddamn settings. Yep. Here we go. Headphones. Oh, fuck. Okay. Here we go. Let's try again. Here we go.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
Just giving you a cruise countdown. We are actually just 15 days away from the day that I go get my mom and her boyfriend, Ted, to bring them back to California so that we can then travel north to get on our cruise to spend 17 days on a fun-filled 10-day open sea cruise to Kauai and back again.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot to ask JJ, how do you feel about the 17 days at sea with Doug's mom and her boyfriend?
Have you heard things, Strickland?
Well, the only thing I've heard is stuff that I am not that focused on or worried about, like that you're concerned about the food, which is understandable. But one great thing about a cruise that I learned, I went on a cruise once with somebody that I dated and she was vegan. And so oftentimes we would go to dinner or even just at the buffet or whatever and be like, hey, do you have any vegan this? And they'd be like, let me make you something. Like they're incredibly accommodating. You certainly do have to speak up, but bigger picture, what I've told Doug, I went on an 11-day cruise once. And by the, let's say 9th day, I was fucking miserable. I'm like, this is too many goddamn days at sea. I was curious on your take on that.
So as we discussed earlier, Doug is the unicorn of he doesn't emotionally eat and he doesn't overeat.
True.
I'm more like you, where if you put something in front of me, I might be like, vacation, woohoo! I'm concerned more about the amount and quality of food, not quality, amount of food that's constant all day long, every day, and the whole idea of a vacation. A 5 or 6 day cruise, I'd be totally fine. But like a 17, 16 day cruise and 8 days at sea, I have already just created some boundaries. I've told Doug, although I have to tell his mother probably every day, even on the cruise, you will not see me before noon. Every day. I will be holed up in the room, having coffee, checking my emails, and then going to the gym every day. And then I will emerge around lunchtime, 12 or 1. And that will be that. I'm going to fast for at least 10 to 14 hours every day. So that way I can not come back 20 pounds heavier. Right? That is my major concern about being on this cruise.
And I am looking for the ice cream and pizza station as many times as I can.
You know,
Because Doug well, lose weight on this cruise.
I know. I appreciate the context because I totally agree with that. So for me, my normal diet every day, like I will get up and like, I don't have breakfast. Sometimes I'll have a little snack around lunchtime and then I eat dinner, and that's just my regular day. But I go on a cruise and it's like, just like you said, it's like, it's there and it's free and it's delicious and I want it. And you're right. For a 4 or 5 day cruise that I just did, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, like it was no big deal. And yeah, I ate a little bit too much, but it was for 4 or 5 days and I'm walking around. You're right. If I was on a 17-day cruise thinking about, oh my God, that would be hard. That's a good point.
And we're not doing the drink package because of the expense of the drink package. But if you imagine 17 days on a cruise where you're doing a drink package and you're trying to keep up with getting your value of, 6 to 9 drinks a day, they limit you at 15. So they have a limit
you to 15. That's a scary thought. I can't imagine. I can't remember any day in my life I've had 15 drinks.
Well, I think bottled water, cappuccinos, those kinds of things get included in that drink package.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to, I've been working so hard every day for so many months. It's been a really hard year and I'm looking forward to the vacation aspect of it. So I'm just going to have to hurry up and get right with being around a ton of things that could tempt me and be okay with not having it, or like doing every other day kind of thing, like go crazy one day and then like fast the most of the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think I would guess I've been on 10 or 12 cruises in my life. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. Right?
Same.
The only time I've ever got the drink package was the one the turnkey one that we went on. That was like a 3-day.
3 days, right.
Quickie, right? And you specifically were like, yeah, we need to get the drink package. And I'm like, I don't drink that much. And you're like, no, we should do it. I'm like, okay. Even then I felt like for 3 days, I'm like, I don't drink enough to do this. It was fun. It was nice to be able to just walk up and say, give me a beer or give me a pina colada. But like for the price, no, not worth it.
The thing I don't understand about the drink package in our day of technology, where they can keep track of one person's drinks by literally putting a wristband on you by, scanning the wristband, is like, why is it that both, if you have a room that has 2, and that's how all rooms are, you have 2 people in the room, why both people have to have the drink package? Well, we're not both drinkers. If one person is in recovery and the other person wants to drink, I feel like that's a little bit discriminatory to do that.
Interesting comment that you make that, because I have booked a cruise for October and it is, let's call it a specialty cruise. Sometimes they do it's like a certain band, or like the Monsters of Rock, right? Where it's a whole bunch of bands. And
right.
This is a specialty cruise, and on the cruise, the drink package is built in. Like it's part of the price. You're not allowed to not take it, right? Mm-hmm. Vera has been sober for 10 years.
Right.
So I haven't spoken to them about this yet, but I'm going to be like, look, we don't necessarily need a refund, but can we get some alternative, something? Like, can we eat at the specialty restaurants for free or something? But the reason they do that is, let's say I bought the drink package and I said Vera's sober and she doesn't drink. Well, I could walk up to a bar, get a drink, and just hand it to Vera. That's
correct.
The thing.
Yeah, but you could do that with any fucking person that's with you on the cruise. If my kids are staying in another room and both of them are of age, but neither one of them are going to do the drink package, but we decide to do the drink package, I could do that just as easily. It doesn't make sense with the technology that we have at our disposal today to make both people in the room do the drink package.
Of course, but it makes sense for them financially.
Oh, of course,
that's
of course.
Exactly. They do not care logistically. All they care about is financially.
Well, think about it this way also, Strickland. Last time you went on a cruise, you got involved in a photo package. What did the photo package end up costing you?
No. Okay. So this is funny. I'll do the quick version, right? They're like, hey, do you want to do a photo package where we're going to do a shoot with the 2 of you, right? And it's like, okay, I know this photographer is going to take us to a bunch of different places and all this stuff, right? And there's no charge for that. But if you want them, you pay for the book, or you pay for, and they've got all these different packages, right?
Right.
And sure enough, and he shows us the pictures, and they're just fucking beautiful. Like, I just want the images. Now, there's no option to just buy the digital images for $100 or $200 or something, right? It's like you buy the, if you buy the 8x8 20-page book, it's $1,000. If you buy the 12x12 25-page book, it's $1,500 plus you get the images. And look, I basically went to him and I said, look, here's the deal. I said, these are beautiful. I really want them. I don't care about the book, but I really want the images. And they're like, look, here's the deal. The lowest price book package that doesn't include the thing, I'll knock $300 off of that, and I'll give you all the images and I won't charge you. Now, I know that financially, they structured it exactly like that. They wanted me to come in and do exactly what I did, right? Because let's say that you sell 50 packages of that, let's call it package number 1, right?
$50,000 for one fucking cruise for a photographer.
Out of those 50 that they sell, 30 of them will pay MSRP full price and not ask for anything extra. But the 20, like me, who are like, oh, please, 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 they have so much room to move, because it's like, okay, I can knock $300 off, and I'm going to give you all of the images. Like, it costs them a $2.99 thumb drive to give you all the images. You're paying for his time, his expertise. I totally get it. I knew that going in. And okay, on the one hand, did I spend more than I planned? Yeah. Am I glad I did it? Yeah. They're fucking beautiful pictures. He did a great job. And his 10 or 20 years of photography expertise in posing us and the lighting and the editing and everything, it was worth it.
I wonder what model. Now, I know that Princess and Holland America and Carnival, they all have a very similar model. Let's get them on the ship for as low price as we possibly can, because we have all these opportunities. Because you look at a cruise, even a Princess cruise or Holland America or one of the higher end lines, you look at the cruise and you're like, damn, I'm going away for a week and it's only costing me, $1,500 or $1,800 per person. So $3,600 for the two of you. But by the time you're done, you've spent, between excursions and the upgrades to the drinks and the packages and the photos, I wonder what model they could offer. Look, we're not going to charge you at all to get on our cruise, but you're going to pay for every meal, every drink, every we don't have packages, but everything is a la carte. I wonder how they would make out by doing something like that.
It's so funny that you mention that, because when I go on a cruise, I gamble, but I don't gamble a lot, right? I'm not like a big gambler. The cruise that Vera and I went on in, was it December? I don't remember. No. Anyway, the last one we went on. Yeah. 7 days, 6 nights out of Galveston. So we didn't even have to get on a plane. That was great. We drove, right? It was comped 100%. I gamble, and they send me these flyers all the time. They're like, we'll give you a free interior cabin for one and a great deal on your companion. I'm like, whatever. They send me one that like, we'll give you an interior cabin for 2. Like, literally a free cruise. They're like, pay $140 in taxes.
Right.
I'm like, okay. And then I said, well, what if I want to make it a balcony, right? And they're like, well, if you pick a balcony, like $750 to pick it. I'm like, well, what if I just do it like you guys pick it, but you guarantee that I'll get a balcony? You give me any balcony you've got left over. $250.
Of course.
That's literally, for the two of us, I paid $250. And so, of course, what did I do? As every week they're sending me this, hey, sign up for this excursion and sign up for this extra. I'm like, well, boy, like the upgrade restaurants look really good. And they're giving us an all-you-can-eat upgrade restaurant for 40% off.
Oh, you got to do it.
I fucking did it. And it was delicious. But yes, I spent more money.
And then what did you, as compared to you going on a cruise and just taking, moderate or low end choices, how much more do you think you spent on the free cruise that you got?
Interestingly, even with the extras I bought, so we got Vera the like premium non-alcoholic drink package.
Right.
So you're allowed to get like cappuccinos and like frozen non-alcoholic drinks and high-end stuff. We bought that for her. And we bought the unlimited specialty restaurant. Like every lunch and every dinner we had at a specialty restaurant.
Yeah.
The cruise itself, it was still under $1,000 total for the two of us.
Wow, that's good.
For 7 days. It was great. And so that's why when, of course, the guy's like $1,000 for your book, I'm like, I got a really good deal on the cruise. Right? Like, that's what they do. They get you in that headspace.
And were you a part of the winning crew or the losing crew at the poker table?
That's a good question. I definitely lost money gambling, but not a ton, you know?
So you just consider that entertainment expense. You don't consider that the cost of the cruise.
Oh, yeah. I've got a gambling budget that I presume I'm going to lose it all. And if I come home with any of it, great. And if I don't, it was entertainment.
Well, Strickland, we did it again. We took it. Absolutely. We've got to make the donuts experience. I know. I'm saying we spent an hour and 14 minutes going through or an hour and 10 minutes going through what the hell are we going to talk about to shit. We're overtime. We've given them more value than we could have.
All those goddamn podcasters that plan ahead. What the fuck? Why would you do that? Right?
I just had this conversation with JJ when we were at happy hour today. We were talking about, I forgot I had an interview. And I'm like, oh my God, I have an interview. It's in 5 fucking minutes. I knew I had an appointment on the schedule, but I'm like, I don't even remember what the appointment is for. And I'm like, shit, it's a nice guy's interview. And so I got on, I downloaded I copy and pasted their bio to ChatGPT and said, give me a nice guy's intro for this person. And at the end of the interview, she's like, this is like the best interview I've ever done. I'm like, shit.
And it's so funny. And that's because you've done 1,000 interviews. That would stress the shit out of me. Like, I know, like, you know me as like, okay, like last minute sometimes with stuff, but it's with stuff that I'm really comfortable with. Like if you said to me, hey, Strick, tomorrow I got this interview, I need you to take it. Oh my God, I would be like, okay, I'll take it. But I'd be like, ChatGPT and the questions and the fucking, what am I going to talk about and what do I know? I would be totally stressed about it ahead of time, but you've done it 1,000 times. So
took her book title, and I kind of decoded that in my brain. Like, how would I think about that as a book title? And I took her bio and I put it through ChatGPT, and I'm like, hell yeah, I slam dunked this interview, and it was a great interview, and she was really good, and she was like, man, you really know me, like you really prepared.
I love it. You're just that good. So we played the voicemail from Jared music like 15 minutes ago. Are you ready to hear the actual voicemail?
Yes.
Do we want to ask Magic 8 Ball?
Yeah, Magic 8 Ball.
Is this a message? Well, you can ask the question. What question should we ask?
Well, I need to ask the question directly because I know Magic 8 Ball and myself sometimes get confused over what the answer will be. Here's my question. Magic 8 Ball, is this a voicemail from Jared as the theme song suggests?
Okay. Is this a voicemail from Jared as the theme song suggests? Magic 8 Ball, what say you?
Okay, guys. So I'm neither for nor against this one. So I'm Switzerland. Good luck.
Okay. Maybe you should ask again or in a slightly different way. I don't like that answer. Come on. It's a yes or no. It's really simple.
Okay, Magic 8 Ball. Are we going to be listening to a voicemail from Jared?
Okay, are we going to be listening to a voicemail from Jared? Magic 8 Ball, what say you?
Does Doug like hand lotion? Oh, hell yes, he does. So that's a big thumbs up.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess it is going to be Jared.
I just did get my latest round, my subscription to Tiege Hanley. I did get my my face cream today, which could be confused as a hand cream. So, okay, I'm ready to go.
It's very expensive hand cream, though.
Well, it's okay. It's every 3 months, and it's I feel like I'm doing. I think I'm doing right by. What's going on? You ready to go?
You look good. No.
Let's go. JJ's like, play the fucking voicemail. We got dinner to get to.
Yeah, we got dinner to get. I have dinner to get to too. Here we go.
Hello, Doug. Hello, Strickland. It's me, Emily Aborn, and I'm calling to say great episode this week. I loved hearing about all the Texas fun that you had, and the Buc-ee's stuff was especially interesting.
She's jealous.
And just like glad we got the kind of behind the scenes, I felt like we were like being live tweeted kind of from the store, although it was a post sweet. So never mind. Anyway, about the water bottles. Yes, very important to know every single detail. I didn't have a water bottle on me that day. In fact, if Strickland would recall, which apparently he did not, I was very thirsty and I forgot my wallet in my car. And I was like, can you get me a Pellegrino? And then I'm like, no, I'm not making him get me a Pellegrino. I'm not like, I was the stupid one that forgot my wallet in my car. And then I'm like asking someone to buy me a drink. And I realized how insane that was.
Okay. And by the way, I'm pausing the voicemail.
Yeah.
Totally forgot that she had a water with her. Absolutely remember that she asked if I could buy her a Pellegrino, which I was more than happy to do because I was so excited to meet the delightful Emily. I totally don't remember her having a water bottle.
Emily, maybe just maybe leave another voicemail for us this week because I'm really curious. There is a difference between asking someone, could you get me a water versus could you get me a Pellegrino? So I'm curious what the fascination or the attraction to specifically. Now we have a bottle of Pellegrino that we had in our refrigerator that we just cracked open the other day, but I always think Pellegrino was like a special occasion water, and it was a special occasion, but the difference between that and like, could you just get me a bottle of water? That could be Dasani or any of the waters.
Okay, I'm going to defend Emily for a minute here because I totally get that. And I know you've been living in California for a while, right? So it's an LA thing of like, can you get me a water? Oh, make sure it's a Fiji. Oh, make sure it's a Pellegrino. Oh, make sure it's
smart water.
Right. I 100% did not take it that way. We were in a coffee shop and there was like a whole refrigerator rack of bottle stuff. Right?
Looking at them. She was looking at them and said, hey, I'd love a Pellegrino, please.
Exactly. There was a whole shelf of Pellegrino and she looked at that and that spoke to her. And I don't even know if like the Pellegrino was more expensive than the regular water at Kennebunkport and didn't really care. But the way I took it, when she said it was I happened to look at the thing there, the refrigerator, and I see Pellegrino, and that looks tasty. So.
I got it. Okay. I got 5 minutes to get to Walmart. Emily, I was not slamming you. I was just more curious than I was being judgmental there. Okay, let's get to Walmart. Walmart opens in 4 minutes here. Let's go.
And I see the look on JJ's face right now. That's the look that I have when I'm hangry. And I want to end an episode and Doug keeps rambling. So let's continue with the voicemail.
Yeah.
Definitely fast, but not fast enough. And then we walked back to my car. I got my wallet, but I never ended up getting an extra water. I did have 2 waters in my car and a tea, but I had drank the entire tea on my way there and half my water. So anyway, I finished them both on my way home. I still went home with a pretty bad headache. It could have been the driving, or it could have been the lack of water. One never knows. One never can tell. So usually I don't really carry one on my person unless I'm doing like, recently I got together with like some entrepreneurial friends locally and I came in lugging like 4 bottles of water and they were like, what are you doing? But I don't really carry them around with me. It's a little bit of a hassle. They usually just stay in my car and easy access all day, whenever I need it, that kind of thing. And I definitely don't take them on walks. That would be highly inefficient of my energy. I need to travel light and bright. Yeah. Anyway, that's the water bottle deal. Also, they're usually like in mason jars because that's how I roll. So, mason jars are really hard to lug around with you. I don't know if you've ever tried, but
no.
Okay, I might have to call Emily out for that, and then we'll wrap up. Because I thought she said when she goes out for a walk, like if she's in the neighborhood, she takes a water bottle and a backup water bottle.
I thought so too. I thought so too, and I've never heard the mason jar thing. I'm really curious about that. That'll be for a whole different. We're going to spend just an entire episode talking about it.
That'll be next week. We'll talk about mason jars.
Emily's water. All right, let's wrap up here. You have anything to say before we head out?
No, let's wrap it up. I'm getting hungry.
JJ, thank you for being so patient with me as I not only got drunk at happy hour, but then I continued on the conversation for an hour and a half with Strickland beyond that.
Only an hour and 13 minutes.
you were going to play the voicemail, and Doug just totally derailed the whole thing by coming in with his cruise. That's why you get off, because he's not linear. He can't. We've presented before, and I'm like, it goes in these steps, and he'll go all fucking around.
See that to hear that comment is to know that you are not a fan and an average listener of the Nice Guys, because
now let's clarify. Does
yes.
not necessarily mean that she's not a fan.
Okay, true.
Means that she's not a regular listener. Because, yes, that is exactly what happens every week. So much so that after I play the voicemail from Jared Music, I have my finger on the stop button, waiting for him to make a comment before I play the first voicemail.
I am very linear. I am very linear in that I follow the same format every week. The format
you have ADD when you're a host on this
true.
show.
It's very
on
true.
this show.
Okay, well there you have it.
I appreciate that about you sometimes.
There you go.
I bring that out in you. You know, it's funny because when it comes to like sales and like your day job stuff, you are not ADD at all. I mean, you are somewhat in a good way. No, you're more like OCD in a good way. You're like follow up. Fucking tell me you don't want me to reach back out, and I won't reach back out. So that's more OCD in a great way. You are not ADD like me at all when it comes to sales. But you're right. I think I feed that through the mic to you when we record.
Well, there you have it. Okay, let's get out of here. Until next week, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
The Nice Guys on Business are professional podcasters. Please do not try this at home. It may seem simple, kids, but lots of people get hurt in the process. Void where prohibited, including Mexico, Puerto Rico, Fredonia, or your in-laws. The Nice Guys on Business are not responsible for any claims of liability or any guarantee that these two morons know what they're talking about. There is no promise that being nice to people will help your business, but calling people assholes, dumb, incontinent fuckwads will definitely lose you business. For any and all claims, shit in one hand and wish in the other, and see which one fills up first. Thank you for listening to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. I'm Steve O'Brien. Right now, you're probably thinking, boy, am I glad I left the kids at home for this episode. Am I the only one that can hear that? The fucking mail truck always has no muffler on it. Drives me crazy. It's one of the few sounds that can penetrate my fortress of solitude here. And the mail lady, she's a sweetheart too. It's not her fault. Not at all. It's the U.S. fucking government's fault. Ah, damn it. That drives me crazy. That's right. That's how the pros do it, Strickland fucking Bonner. That'll do, Nice Guys. That'll do.